The NBA draft can change a team's future forever. You can draft a superstar, a bust, or basically anything in between.
Yeah, sometimes you do everything right, you pick out the perfect prospect, you draft a future Hall of Famer, and then you trade them on the same day.
Before we start talking about the best draft day trades of all time, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any new videos. So the first trade we'll talk about, Dirk Nowitzki getting traded to the Dallas Mavericks in 1998 for Robert Tractor Trailer.
Wait. His name is actually Robert Tractor Trailer.
Well, it's Robert Trailer, but everyone calls him Robert Tractor Trailer for some reason, and I love the nickname, so I had to keep it in.
Got it.
And I knew about this trade before. That trade is bad enough. What I didn't know about this trade is the Bucks also sent the Mavs the 19th pick, Pat Garrity, and the Mavs flipped Pat Garrity for Steve Nash.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus.
So the Mavs turn Robert Tractor Trailer
into Dirk and Steve Nash.
Yes.
That might be the best trade of all time.
Yeah, it might be.
Like, that is unbelievable.
And of course we know Dirk played his entire career with the Mavericks, 14-time All-Star, won an MVP, won a finals MVP, he's a 6-time all-leading scorer. And then on the other hand, you got Robert Tractor Trailer, who was just kind of a bigger guy, didn't really do much, 4.8 points per game, 3.7 rebounds for his career.
Phenomenal nickname.
Yeah.
This is an all-time nickname. I had no idea who this guy was, but I love his nickname.
I don't really know why they would think he would be that good of a prospect. Like, what were the Bucks thinking? The dude was huge. One year he weighed 300 pounds at Michigan.
Oh, Jesus.
He was only 6'9".
Oh, God.
I know he won an NIT at Michigan, but that's not like that good.
Yeah,
like
who cares?
Like, who cares? I don't know what the Bucks were thinking. Luckily, they got Giannis, a future all-time power forward, but big mess up here.
Yeah, not only do you give up Dirk, you give up Steve Nash too. Which, I mean, the Mavericks would in time make a boneheaded move by not re-signing him, but he gave him quite a few good years too. So you give up Dirk and Nash for the Tractor Trailer. Not a great day at the office.
No, not at all. The GM better have gotten fired real quick after this.
Let's go back to the late 80s when the Bulls traded on draft day for Michael Jordan's sidekick. You probably would hate that we're calling him that, but Michael Jordan's sidekick, Scottie Pippen. The Bulls really wanted Pippen, but they knew he was going to be gone by number 8. So they traded away the 8th pick, a 2nd round pick in 88, and an 89 first round pick that ended up becoming BJ Armstrong, who, by the way, got traded right back to the Bulls. So
yeah,
you essentially gave up the 8th pick and a 2nd round pick for Scottie.
Yeah, again, just a terrible trade because it's not like the Sonics were just like a whatever team during the 90s. They made the finals and they literally played the Bulls. So if they would have kept Scottie, say they still get Sean Kemp, they still have Gary Payton, probably would have won a title.
You mean probably?
Definitely would have won a title.
Definitely would have won the title.
I mean, imagine Gary Payton is your point guard locking people up, and then your small forward is Scottie Pippen. No one's scoring on them.
No, not at all. Mike's getting double teamed by Gary Payton and Scottie in the finals. No chance. And we've all heard like, oh, Michael Jordan never won a playoff series without Scottie Pippen. Well, they don't make this trade. He never gets Scottie.
Well, here's the reason the Sonics trade him. They were coming off a surprise run to the Western Conference Finals. They got swept by the Lakers, but they made the conference finals a 7th seed, but they already kind of had their guards and forwards. They had Dale Ellis, Xavier McDaniels, Tom Chambers. Like, I know not Scottie Pippen, but they needed a center. Olden Polynice, if that's even how you say his name, wasn't that center.
No, not who?
I mean, he played 3.5 seasons for the Sonics. He had actually a decent career, a long career. He had a couple seasons where he averaged 12 points a game.
But he wasn't Scottie.
No, he was not Scottie whatsoever. And if they never get Scottie, does Mike have any rings?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he probably does.
But he probably doesn't have 6.
Yeah, no shot.
No.
Speaking of legendary small forwards, we got another one here. The Spurs trading away George Hill for Kawhi Leonard. This one's somewhat recent in 2011.
Oh, just a Terrible trade. Obviously it's a terrible trade by the Pacers. But I feel like I remember at the time, everyone was like, this is a great trade for the Pacers. Like, you get the starting point guard for the San Antonio Spurs, who had been a key piece of them getting the 1 seed the year prior. Now, they did lose in the first round to the Memphis Grizzlies, but let's ignore that. They still got the 1st seed, and you get their starting point guard for Kawhi Leonard, who was very good at San Diego State, but I mean, he was very much a project. Yeah, it turned out pretty well for the Spurs.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well for him, I'd say. Apparently, from reports, the Pacers were just obsessed with George Hill. I don't know why. Like, I guess maybe in that San Antonio system, he was just looking great because they thought about trading their pick the prior year, Paul George, for George Hill. But no, they just ended up trading away Kawhi. Can you imagine, though, Kawhi and Paul George together? I think they're beating the Heat. In one of those conference finals, they are beating the Heat.
Well, you said, can you imagine Kawhi and Paul George for a second? True. And I had to think about it for a second. I was like, wait, they play together now?
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until now.
I mean, maybe when they were healthy and young, I mean, maybe it would work. But now it's like, okay, look, young Kawhi and young Paul George, I think they could have beaten the Heat.
Yeah, this would have been prime Paul George when he was on that Pacers team, just dunking on people. And then also prime Kawhi when Defensive Player of the Year, back-to-back years Kawhi. So I think they would have given LeBron fits.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But this right here is a prime example of why organizations need to stop getting overly obsessed with a random role player like a George Hill.
Yeah, just not good. George Hill, he was solid. He averaged 12 points a game for Indiana. He was the point guard on their conference finals team. Like, he was solid, but at best, he was just a solid player. Yeah, like a decent player.
He's just a guy. He's replaceable. Kawhi is not.
Yeah, Kawhi ended up winning a title with the Spurs, won a title with the Raptors, so another just big mistake.
Yeah. And if the Kawhi trade was a big mistake, then this is the biggest of big mistakes. And if you want to get technical and push up your glasses, it's not technically a draft day trade, but we had to include it because it happened right after the draft. But when the Charlotte Hornets sent the 13th pick, will remain nameless for the moment, suspense, to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlade Divac. Vlade was a pretty good center. He was all right. That 13th pick was a young teenager by the name of Kobe Bryant.
Pretty good player.
Yeah, he's all right.
Solid NBA player. Nothing insane, but just solid.
Just 5 championships, an MVP, 18-time All-Star, 15-time All-NBA, 12-time All-Defense. You know that guy.
And this is another one of those trades where they got Kobe, but another huge thing, they weren't going to be able to sign Shaq with Vlade Divac's contract.
Oh, my God.
So this gave them the money to also get Shaquille O'Neal in a Lakers jersey.
So Jerry West, in one move, got Kobe and cleared cap room to sign Shaq.
Yes.
Can the Blazers pay this guy like $100 million a year to run our team?
Yeah, I don't care how old he is. This dude is a genius.
Bring him in. He knows exactly what he's doing.
And another funny thing about this trade, apparently when Vlade Divac heard about it, he threatened to retire. He was like, he didn't want to go to Charlotte. Kobe, when he got drafted to Charlotte, his agent apparently said to the team he'd be willing to play in Europe over playing for Charlotte.
Guys, I've never been, but I'm sure Charlotte's not that bad.
So just no one wanted to play for Charlotte. I kind of feel bad for them, especially because Vlade Divac, I think, only played like 2 seasons there. He was fine, like 12 points a game, 8 rebounds. But
at least he didn't retire.
Yeah, at least he played. He was like, fine, I'll play for you guys, I guess. Another one of those things where you draft the best player, it doesn't matter. Like, they had Glenn Rice, they had Anthony Mason, they had Del Curry. Like, they had some decent shooting guards, small forwards.
The old, we already have Clyde Drexler, so let's not draft Jordan.
Exactly.
Excuse.
They need a center because Alonzo Mourning was gone, so they're like, we got to get Vlade Divac. Just take the good young player.
Yeah. Every time. Don't draft or trade based on need. You do it off who's the best player. Why do teams never learn?
I don't know, but worked out pretty well for the Lakers. Shaq and Kobe, they were a good duo together.
And the Hornets have still never made it out of the second round.
Yeah, this trade cursed them.
I mean, when you trade Kobe, you kind of deserve to be cursed.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charlotte.
So that's the video, guys. What's your favorite draft day trade of all time? If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving a like. And hey, while you're here, check out some of our other videos as well. Don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.